So, for today's ramble, which I am going to cut off at around 50 minutes, this won't be a full gaming session for you World of Warcraft players. I'm going to say I know that I have a tendency to make jokes, and I would rather that you watch the video that I'm responding to in this ramble than watch my video first. I would rather you watch his video first. So it's the first link in the description box. Pause this video, open a new tab. His video is 19 minutes, which will make up, the rest of my normal ramble. Go ahead and give his video a watch and come back to this video. Also, you might want to read the comments that we had a little back and forth, but okay. Now that you've had a chance to pause this and do all that, I'm going to start. Okay, so being as I grew up in Long Beach, California, which is like South Central LA, I had this this stereotype of what a gang member looked like growing up. Okay? And many of them were wanting to wear jewelry around their neck, like a gold chain, Many times those gold chains, they had crosses on them. And the people who were in the gang, they would have all sorts of religious things all over their clothes. Sometimes they'd have religious tattoos. Very often, a tattoo of the Virgin Mary on their arm. A giant cross, and something that would say, like, give it to God, or a Bible verse. And at no point when I saw, like, a drive-by shooting happen in the news did the newscasters connect the gang members' violence to Christianity at all, And this is especially true of Hispanic gangs in LA. They were so, adorned with all sorts of religious symbolism. You'd see the Virgin Mary airbrushed onto the hood of a car, It was very gaudy, and it was very weird. It's like when you see the rapper who wins a Grammy award. He's accepting his award, and at the end of his speech, he's like, "I got to give the props to God for putting me here," and he's rapping about jocking the bitches and slapping the hoes, But nobody connects that it was Christianity or his faith that made him rap about jocking the bitches and slapping the hoes, because that's not the message of Christianity, And the Awesome Believer, who that's the link I sent you to. You should have watched that video by now, because I'm going to say things that I would rather have you watch his video first, because it's a powerful video in and of itself. I just had some problems with it. The Awesome Believer was beat up. He got into a fight with some people in at a bus in Copenhagen, in Denmark. And first thing I'm going to say that's going to come off like a joke, but there's part of me that is like so sad for the awesome believer that he thinks that this could be true. Just going to say, I have no minions that are subscribers to my channel that I know of that are Muslim that take orders from me in order to beat anyone up. Okay? When I see your comment back to me, it's sad. It really is. It's like these people that beat you up, they're thugs. They're on the bus, and they're all young, I assume, young enough to want to start fighting with people. Yes, they had a problem with your girlfriend being alone. I assume you are saying in your video that their problem with your girl being alone and getting on the bus with her baby carriage was that it's part of their culture that women don't go out alone. And they're trying to enforce that in Denmark now by keeping women who are alone from getting on public buses. That's what I get from your story. So you happen to notice that they all seem to be, what is it you called them? Mohammedanism. Mohammedanism. We don't say that here in the U.S. We say Muslims or followers of Islam or followers of the Prophet Muhammad. Mohammedanism is not something that I'm normally used to seeing. But then again, you are the one who is more boned up on theology than I. Apparently, that's what you've portrayed yourself as. So, yeah. Just like I don't connect gang violence in Los Angeles with the theology that the members of the gang have, the hoodlums that beat you up, I don't think that their religion told them to beat you up. I think they are hoodlums. I think that anytime you live in, in the inner city, you're going to have these problems. And you're going to expose yourself to them more, yes, by not owning a car and having to use public transportation. That's going to get you exposed to other people more and other people that are more likely to ride the bus. Do you know how stereotypes are formed? I just watched the Superbowl, the football event, the North American football event. And during the Super Bowl, there were some commercials for Bud Light, the diet form of Budweiser. And they had this theme song to the background, very superstitious. And they had guys doing weird things in the commercial in order to help their team win. Okay? Because apparently they were doing something at one time, like all holding their beer with the label pointed directly at the game. And if they held their beer in that certain way, it helped their team win. There was a guy that arranged beers in his refrigerator in the shape of his team's mascot symbol, his team's logo. There was a guy who tried to pull a couch into the same position that it was when his team won the Super Bowl. And he didn't even live in that home anymore in the commercial. He was basically invading somebody else's home in order to sit in the exact same spot to help his team. All of these superstitions happened because a connection was made mentally between something that happened and something else. But you have to understand that the correlation of the two things being present at the same time does not imply causation. Okay? Just because you had clues that those thugs might have been Muslims, Mohammedanismers, whatever you want to call them, just because you think that you know what their faith was, doesn't mean that that is the message of their religion. People who are of other religions in other cities do similar things. Crime happens in other cities. And the religion that is, prevalent among different subgroups in the city, it will be present in those people that commit the crimes. That doesn't mean that the religion is telling people to go out and mug people because they didn't want a woman to take a baby carriage on a bus. Maybe they were just fucking with you. Maybe that, it is a thing where hoodlums just, they see someone that it's easy to pick a fight with, and they see that they have more numbers, and sometimes they just fight with someone. This is a horrible thought, and maybe you're thinking this is too soon after you were just attacked today and you got a split lip, and I do feel bad for that. I don't want any violence on anyone, but I'm going to say this. If you have been attacked 4 times in your city, and these attacks are happening more frequently, and you are noticing that these attacks are all happening from a group that all have some characteristic together, say Mohammedanism, yes. Perhaps there is another common denominator if you've been in 4 altercations. Okay? If we don't look at the religion of the people that were the thugs, if we don't look at their age, if we don't look at the attackers at all, there is one other common denominator, and that is that you have been involved in 4 attacks on you, you say. Put lightly, I'm just going to put this out there for you. Perhaps it is because you haven't been very personable. And when you run into people of a different mindset, you put off a vibe that gets you attacked. You seem very confrontational. So, I guess I will just cut this video short now and just say to everyone, if you got the idea from my video that I didn't like someone and you think it would be cool to go out and beat them up, no matter what country you're in, all the way around the world, speaking a different language and watching my videos, and being of a different religion and still feeling like taking orders from an atheist, no matter what the circumstance is, I don't want anyone beat up for me. And if you are beating someone up for me, then you're doing things that I don't like. And you're not making me happy at all. I'm just going to say that for the awesome believer, because, I don't know, the stress that he's going through after being attacked for a fourth time has made him say something very not grounded. Because I don't have minions in Copenhagen that are Muslims that do my bidding and attack people. That it just doesn't happen. If I could choose to have minions, I would have, like, Amazonian women who I would then order to come to my home and feed me grapes and Mountain Dew. You know? Why would I want a bunch of Muslim hoodlums in Copenhagen as minions? That's... You know, I only have 2,000 subscribers, less than that. You know? What are the chances out of billions of people on this planet that one of my subscribers even lives in your city? Anyways. Just to satisfy the Awesome Believer's weird fantasy that it might have been me, because he was making videos to me at around the same time he was attacked, and just like the superstitious people in the football commercials, he's now associating the attack with me and my videos, just to humor him. I officially call off any attacks done to anyone who's responded to me with videos, who I've responded with videos. Please, I shouldn't have to say this, but please, nobody attack anyone ever for me, or please for anyone else. Nobody attack or kill anyone at all, ever. Please. How many times do I need to say this? There's no, like, loophole to this. If you think that I was saying something where I said it a certain way, that it could, like, be a secret message to people to do something to you, no, that's not it. No attacking anyone for me in real life ever, for anyone who responds to me. Okay? None. No violence in my name. Hopefully this clears everything up.